All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first class of Karam Vipak Samhita. This is an epic conversation between Shiva and Ma Parvati, which tells us about the real purpose of our existence on this planet. You see, before I start this, I will also want to introduce you a very special book written by one of our students, Sneha Chauhan, and it is Cheat Code to Manifest Miracles. And this book is available on Amazon. She's also there in the group today. And I've read this book personally. I mean, this is a life-changing book. I'll share the link with you in the groups. Please go by and just read it once. This is one of the best books that I've ever read in my life, right? And everything is with the real time or the real stories that have come of her life, and she's done a miraculous work here. It is also one of the top selling books on in Amazon right now, and I wish each of my student do such a great job in his or her life once. So, congratulations, Sneha, for doing such a fantastic work. And once you've bought this, do send the message in the group that you bought it. That is the acknowledgement and respect to every single student. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, Karam Vipak Samhita. You see, I'll tell you my own story behind Karam Vipak Samhita, and then I'll tell you how it is going to benefit every single student of Jyotisha. I started my journey, by reading so many books and then meeting so many Shiksha and Diksha gurus in my life. And primarily, like every Jyotisha students 15, 17 years ago, my emphasis were on the Lagna Kundli. And usually, when we get those, you know, round paper kundlis made by our pandits, the prominent thing that you see is the Lagna Kundli and the Chandra Kundli. You know, rare horoscopes used to have Navamsha, right? And then usually it was Lagna Kundli, Chandra Kundli, and Surya Kundli. Lagna Kundli is what we are doing right now. Okay. Like for an example, I am in front of my Zoom and you people are attending this class at this particular time with best of your health and wealth is the Lagna Kundli. Some of you had commitments at job, so they are saying that they will be, you know, listening to the recording. Or someone was late, someone was apologizing, and blah 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 XYZ reasons. This is the Lagan Kundli. Okay. The Lagan Kundli, the birth chart that you see, has only combinations of the present life. Okay. Only the combinations of present life. It gives us little bit hints about our previous life only if we are a very, very intelligent astrologer, right? We have lot of good experience from the past, then we can make out certain things, that you might have done or the debts that you have from your previous birth. On the same time, Chandra Kundli, when we rotate moon to the Lagna, this tells you that if you're going from Ludhiana to Delhi, how is the condition of the road? Means, how is the path towards your life? Right? Is it going to be a very wobbly and a difficult or with so much of speculations in your life? That's what you see from the Chandra Kundli. And then there is something known as Surya Kundli. When we rotate, lagna to the Surya. So we make sun, as the lagna, and this is known as Surya Kundli. This shows the quantum of wealth कि आपके पास पैसा कितना आएगा. It is a deep dissection of are you a millionaire, are you a multi-millionaire, are you a billionaire, right? We see this from the Surya Kundli. But there was one problem when I was, you know, doing Jyotisha. A lot of people were coming and saying that they went to a Nadi Jyotishi and he told us about our past, right? And sometimes I never used to believe ki, the pratha of Nadi Jyotish is there because based on my Guru Parampara, I have come to know that it is only 3% of the Nadi, papers are or the pattas are left, remaining have been destroyed. 97% it is not there. On the same time, another important thing that I realized was that today you are attending this class because 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 10 days ago, you gave a small test. You were asked to write something about your experience in karma. I selected some of my students in my meditation. Some of the students I selected when Mahadev, sent me a message that isko hona chahiye class mein. I also read your questions and then I put you in the class. There are certain students to whom I have rejected also. I have not taken because I felt that they need some more time. Maybe in the second batch, I will take them. Not here. This is your background of last 1 week, 10 days, 15 days, because of which you are here. Okay. So if I do not do a background check, there is no way that I can actually guide you for today. You are eligible for good and bad, which is happening today, is only because of the past. You see, your life, Mahadev says that if you cannot learn from yesterday, there is no purpose of today. I used to see Saturn in the sixth house of a native. And I used to say that no matter how many enemies you have in your life, you are going to win. No enemy will be ever able to, harm you. They will die of their own death. This is written in many, many, classical books like Saturn in the sixth house, Saturn in the fifth house, eighth house. We used to give such predictions. But I always have curiosity why, right? My initial explanation was because Saturn loves to be in the sixth house. He loves diseases. He loves enemies. He loves to fight back. That was a very, very toddler explanation. At a very, very nursery kind of an explanation. Then I realized that behind every single statement, there has to be a logic. And that logic is not the present logic, it is your past. Sometimes I have done certain consultations where the person is saying that Navneet sir, whatever you are telling us about our past is technically our present, right? So that means you have not grown up. You're still there. You're doing same mistakes again and again, again and again. For an example, if I'm saying someone that you were very, very egoistic in your past and you never cared about your family in the past, and they are saying, Navneet sir, we are the same in this life as well. We are egoistic, we are careless, we don't value relationships, we don't value dharma. That means you were given an opportunity in this life to come out of these, bad karmas. You're still there. You're still absolutely there doing nothing. That is also seen by Karam Vipak Samhita. Karam Vipak Samhita was written only considering one house of your horoscope. Just one house. And that house is ninth house. The basis of Karam Vipak Samhita is ninth house. What is ninth house, by the way? Ninth house is your Bhagya. But what is Bhagya, by the way? Bhagya is your past life. Okay? Bhagya is your past life. Whatever you did in the past, good or bad, you got a part of it to serve in this life. And that part of it to serve in this life comes from the ninth house. Okay? It comes from the ninth house. There's no other house which is giving you. Archit said ninth is made from the sixth. I'm not saying the making. The present ninth house is your past, your lagna is your present, and your fifth house is your future. These are the three basic principles that you always learn. Shiva is not worried about your present. Vishnu is worried. Shiva is not worried about your future. Ganpati is worried about your future. Or Brahma is worried about the future. That is why Brahma actually had a fight with Vishnu just to prove that in future he is going to be better. So when you worry about future, you have Brahma traits or Ganpati traits. When you're worrying about present, it is the bracket of Vishnu. Shiva says that I am more worried about what you've done yesterday. Can you improve? Can you little bit improve? You were having so many extramarital affairs in your previous life. You were duping you duped your wife, your husband. You fought for ancestral property and did injustice to your siblings. Mahadev is using a word kamchor. He's using the word kamchor or he's using the word thief in Karam Vipak Samhita. आप चोर हो पिछले जन्म में. I have written around 20 keywords for you people, in my notes, just to tell you the meaning of those keywords that Shiva is trying to tell you. When he is using the word thief, it means it is not that you were a thief in the previous birth, okay? आप चोर थे. Doesn't mean that you used to go and steal things. No. When he is using the word thief, he means that you did not do your work properly. Any person who is not doing his work properly is a thief. Suppose I have taken 11 rupees from you for a service that I'm going to provide it to you and I'm not doing that service properly. I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. I am a thief. Mahadev thinks that you are a thief. Now, when you go and buy some shoes or maybe some clothes and you see that इसने तो हमसे ज्यादा पैसे ले लिए, तो आप घर आके उसको क्या बोलते हो? वो तो चोर है, उस दुकान पे मत जाना. He is not stealing the things. He is not doing his work properly. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So these deeper meanings can be learned only by a guru or a teacher. So Shiva is more worried about your ninth house. That is why He calls your ninth house as Bhaga. Bhaga. Or you call it as Bhagya. And he's sitting with his wife and he's saying that Parvati, you are the Lord of ninth house. And you will be called as Bhagavati. What is the meaning of Bhagavati? Bhagavati is a Shakti that holds your Bhagya. That is why Shiva named her Bhagavati. She is the one who gives you your portion of luck. That is why she is known as Bhagavati. And she sits in your horoscope in the form of moon, Chandrama. That is why we call Chandra as Ma. Your ultimate father is Shiva. Your ultimate mother is Ma Parvati. Always remember this. All these mother, father that you see here are only biological. But your ultimate father is Mahadev and ultimate mother is Bhagavati. The little essence of Ma Bhagavati in your horoscope is moon. The little essence of Shiva in your horoscope is sun. The little essence of your ultimate guru in your horoscope is Jupiter. It is like for you people, I am a teacher right now for 2 hours. I am a father for my children. I am a husband for my wife. I am son for my mother. I am brother for my sister. Playing my own role. So similarly, Shiva is playing a role in your horoscope in the form of sun, and Ma Parvati is playing role in your life, in your horoscope, in the form of moon. That is why Karam Vipak Samhita is based on Bhaga, Bhagavati, and your Janma Nakshatra, which is your moon's nakshatra. The logic is clear? Mm. Imagine Shiva and Parvati sitting together and discussing about anyone, about any of you. Maybe they're discussing about Ankur Gupta ji. Huh? He said, like Shiva is sitting here and telling Ma Parvati, Parvati, अंकुर के ये सारे इश्यूज थे पिछले जन्म में, इसको आपने कुछ भाग्य दिया, ये मेडिकल साइंसेस में पढ़े, सब कुछ अपना जीवन में अच्छा किया, इनका स्कोप ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट करके इनको आगे मोक्ष की तरफ लेके जाना है। ये भूलोक में है, नरक लोक में है, मृत्यु लोक में है, तो उसका लॉजिक तैयार करते हैं। लेट्स मेक द लॉजिक। सो यू गो एंड स्टार्ट हिज लाइफ। सो माँ पार्वती starts his life with his Janma Nakshatra. Janma Nakshatra is the nakshatra in which you have your moon. And every nakshatra has four pillars or four padas. Pada 1, pada 2, pada 3, pada 4. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. And Ma Parvati selects one pada after reading your karmas of the previous births and says that when he will take the first breath on the Bhuloka, he is going to have either Dharma focus life or Artha focus or Kama focus or Moksha focus life. Because he is going to grow through these different pillars of his life. But Shiva says that let me introduce you something. Shiva closes his eyes and Shiva says that अंकुर जैसा ही कोई इंसान है. वो देख रहे हैं कि वो अयोध्या में पैदा हुआ है, इज बॉर्न इन अयोध्या समवेयर. उसका पूरा जीवन ऐसा निकला, उसने ये सारे काम किए. एंड देन ही लुक्स एट माँ पार्वती एंड सेज, माँ पार्वती, क्या अंकुर का जीवन भी वैसा ही था? द आंसर टू माँ पार्वती, पार्वती टू शिवा इज, महादेव, मोर और लेस. You understand what I'm saying? The more or less. But this person that you meditated sitting in Ayodhya has cheated his wife. But this guy that you are talking to me might have cheated. I'm not take it hypothetically. I'm just trying you that what is the conversation. He's cheated his brother in the previous life. अच्छा, उधर वाइफ की चीटिंग थी, उधर ब्रदर की चीटिंग थी, बट चीटिंग थी. So he says, let me give you 108 stories of all 108 nakshatra padas in the horoscope. 108 nakshatra pada hoti hai. For every nakshatra pada, Mahadev is saying a story, meditating and looking someone with the same combination. But Ma Parvati says that whosoever read this Karam Vipaka Samhita will have to understand his karma by dissecting the ninth house, by opening up the ninth house, कि वो अच्छे बुरे कर्म किसके साथ जुड़े हुए थे. The dissection, the deep operation of your ninth house is your Navmanch Kundli. That means the story of Karam Vipaka Samhita has to be superimposed completely on the Navamsh Kundli. And then once you've understood कि कहां पर अच्छा किया, कहां पर बुरा किया, अब ध्यान से सुनिएगा. दिस 2 मिनट में लिखना बंद करिए, मेरी तरफ देखिए. कहां पर अच्छा किया, कहां पर बुरा किया, वो नवमांश से दिखेगा, विल सी इट फ्रॉम द नवांशा. और उसका इफेक्ट प्रेजेंट लाइफ में कहां पर आया, वो लगन कुंडली से दिखेगा. दिस कॉन्सेप्ट शुड बी क्रिस्टल क्लियर. आपने पिता के साथ खराब किया, भाई के साथ किया, मासेस के साथ किया, लोगों के साथ किया, अपने पड़ोसी के साथ कुछ प्रॉब्लम की. You did something wrong with yourself. That will only be seen from D9, not from D1. Only from D9. And Ma Parvati says that you can see this from D9 through association of moon only. कि आपका नवमांश में चंद्रमा किस राशि में है, किन ग्रहों के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है, किन ग्रहों को देख रहा है, किन ग्रहों का मालिक है, वो सब रिश्तों के साथ आपने अच्छा बुरा किया है पिछले जन्म में. क्लियर? नो अदर प्लैनेट इज राइटिंग योर भाग्य. No other planet is writing your ninth house. The other planets are only contributing. The only graha which is writing your bhagya in the lagna, the present circumstances, and your previous life is only moon. Keval Chandrama. That is why out of all the planets, it's the moon which is running around 365 days, whole your life around you. taking your karmas and trying to solve issues for you. That is why I always say the Purnima fasting is the most important fasting. It is above all for every single student of Jyotisha. You have to do Purnima fasting, otherwise, you'll not be able to settle down the karmas, not only yours, but your family members also. That is why Shri Krishna gave all the Sola Kalas to Chandrama on the day of Purnima. On the day of Purnima, moon is Sola Kala Sampurna. So moon in the D9 and moon in the Lagna Kundi. And the moment you count their relationship with respect to each other is the first flavor of your life. First flavor of your life. For an example, like this is Lagan Kundli in front of me, this is Navamsha in front of me. मैं देखता हूं लगन कुंडली में चंद्रमा मेष राशि में है, नंबर 1 राशि में. आई एम गिविंग एन एग्जाम्पल. और नवमांश में चंद्रमा जो है वो पाइसेस में है. हम्म. वैसे हो नहीं सकता ऐसे. आई एम जस्ट किडिंग. तो आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जाम्पल. या लगन कुंडली में वृषभ में है. ओके. और नवमांश में पाइसेस में है. तो इनका संबंध आपस में हुआ 3-11 का संबंध. अगर नवमांश में चंद्रमा मेष राशि में है और लगन में टॉरस में है, तो इनका संबंध हुआ द्विद्वादश संबंध, 212. एक दूसरे से, वो जो मेष वाला है टॉरस से वो 12 घर आगे है और मेष से टॉरस सेकंड नंबर पे है, तो हम इसको बोलेंगे 212 कॉम्बिनेशन का नवमांश और लगन का चंद्रमा है. ऐसे शटाष्टक भी हो सकता है, 9-5 भी हो सकता है, 3-11 भी हो सकता है, 4-10 भी हो सकता है, 1-7 भी हो सकता है. इनके मतलब समझाए जाएंगे आपको. जब मैं चंद्रमा 2-12 कॉम्बिनेशन में देखता हूं ना, तो मेरे मन में एक स्ट्रेट प्रिडिक्शन आती है. वो स्ट्रेट प्रिडिक्शन ये है कि इस इंसान ने पिछले जन्म में 1 रुपया भी किसी को दान में नहीं दिया. 1 रुपया भी दान में किसी को नहीं दिया. क्योंकि आपका चंद्रमा आपको मैसेज दे रहा है कि आपको 12वें भाव को एक्टिव करना था, देना था, अपने अच्छे कर्मों में इन्वेस्ट करना था. शटाष्टक है तो बहुत झगड़ा करके आए हो. 3-11 का संबंध है तो आपका काम और डिजायर्स बहुत रही हैं, लॉट ऑफ डिजायर्स. 4-10 है तो आपने, यूवर वर्कॉलिक, आपने अपने परिवार को देखा ही नहीं, सिर्फ पैसा और लालच देखा. 1-7 है तो आपकी ट्रिमेंडस डिजायर्स थी. यू हैव टू सी. दैट्स द फर्स्ट मैसेज. ये सब मैं डिटेल में सिखाऊंगा आपको. अभी तो सिर्फ उपदेश दे रहा हूं, समझा रहा हूं. ऑल दीज थिंग्स विल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ बाय गिविंग यू एग्जाम्पल चार्ट्स. And we will take your charts to understand that how this works. But Karam Vipak Samhita is based on your Janma Nakshatra. Janma Nakshatra is equal to your karma. Karma is equal to good and bad. more bad, less good, because of which we are at Bhuloka, because of which we are dissatisfied in our life, because of which XYZ reasons we are suffering in health, and certainly we have done a lot of karmas in the previous births. That is why, after studying Karam Vipak Samhita in detail, one very bad thing has happened with me. Very bad thing. In last 1 year, I got almost 60 plus invitations of marriage, Lohri functions, of very respected and reputed people from India. There were people where there was a red carpet and celebrities had come. I got invitations from such platforms. I did not go in a single event from last 1 year. I don't go to parties. I don't meet people personally a lot. I don't want to talk to people unnecessarily, because every time I'm doing a karma, I'm creating Karam Vipak Samhita for myself. I want to keep my associations very limited and want to settle down here before I go. Want to settle down here. This is known as a karma, making no karmas. More a karmic you are going to be in your life, better for you people. Better for you people. Sometime a political personality calls you for an invitation. You have this frame of mind that somehow, someday, if something goes wrong, this political person is with me. The political person wants to show that I have called someone who is very, very spiritual. See, with one call, he's here. Both have their own set of greediness. But if you think that Mahadev will take care of anything that goes wrong in your life, you need not go anywhere, right? You don't need a circle. You don't need people around you. When Mahadev is with you, you don't need anyone. You don't need anyone. I have never called my friend and said, आजा मिलते हैं शाम को, for no reason बैठते हैं घूमते हैं. I'm making a karma. I just wanted to be with my family, with my kids, with my books, with my students, with my clients. So that I am not called thief. मैं चोर ना बनूं महादेव की नजरों में. You understand what I'm saying? Life, you accumulate many unwanted karmas in your life for no reason. Just by being part of somebody's life. So Mahadev tells Ma Parvati that if a Jyotishi wants to understand a horoscope, first he will have to listen to my story, then take deeper meaning of that story and superimpose that story on the D9, understand where he's done the mess, and that mess that he has collected in his previous birth will affect which houses in this life, which areas in this life. Is it going to affect marriage? Is it going to affect children? Is it going to affect health? Shiva is saying again and again, health is not good, progeny is not good in the Karam Vipaka Samhita. He or she will not be able to have sons, he or she will only have daughters. Or even Mahadev is saying that the children will die early. He's saying in Karam Vipaka Samhita, the wife will die, the husband will die. It is not that they'll physically die, okay? Shiva is not predicting death. He's saying that there are chances that your wife will leave you. There are chances that your children will not be there for you in your old age. Understand, Shiva is father. He can't be blunt, that blunt. No. He's saying the children will die early. Means at the age of 18, 20, children will move on in their life to the foreign countries and you'll be alone. What do you need in old age? What does my mother need right now? Does he need my money? No. Only she needs it that I should sit with her every day for 2-3 hours and talk. इससे ज्यादा मेरी माँ को मेरे से कुछ चाहिए ही नहीं और. She doesn't need anything. She just wants my presence to talk to her. There's no one to talk to her. Children are busy, Nitika is busy, I am busy. The children have dance classes, tuitions, this, that. I have my consultations. She's watching TV. How much can she watch a TV? How much can she talk to relatives where very few relatives are left? She wants someone, son or a daughter to come and sit and talk. She just say, 10 minute बैठ जा मेरे पास, 15 minute बैठ जा मेरे पास. The only requirement, if you are not able to have these things in your life, that means the children will die early. That means the wife is ignoring you. If she's there at home, she's not for you. You don't have wife in your life, okay? It is for the sake of the name. I see relationships, one roof, husband and wife, living your own lives. No relationships. Sleeping in different rooms. No relationships. And then Shiva is also saying that you will lose all your wealth. When I say lose all your wealth, means it doesn't mean that you lose your money. It means if that combination is all going in the second house, that means you will lose all the relationships, relatives, brothers, sister, uncle, mummy, papa, brothers, their children, your own children. No one will be with you. No one will stand by you. Because we'll have to see that the dispositor of moon in the Navamsha means जहां पे चंद्रमा बैठा है उस राशि का स्वामी कहां गया. वो फर्स्ट हाउस में गया तो आपकी सेहत जाएगी, सेकंड हाउस में गया तो परिवार जाएगा, थर्ड हाउस में गया तो पराक्रम भाई बहन नहीं आपका साथ देंगे, फोर्थ हाउस में गया तो सुख नहीं होगा, फिफ्थ हाउस में गया तो बच्चे नहीं आपके साथ आएंगे, छठे भाव में गया तो आप बीमार पड़ोगे, दुश्मन होंगे, सेवंथ हाउस में गया तो आपकी मैरिज इफेक्ट हो जाएगी. समझ रहे हो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? पहले स्टोरी समझी, उसको D9 में समझा, फिर देखा कि चंद्रमा जहां बैठा था उसके साथ जो ग्रह बैठे थे वो कहां कहां है इन द लग्न कुंडली. वो एक्सॉल्टेड है, डिप्लीटेटेड है, रेट्रोग्रेड है, कंबस्ट है. ये सब सिखाऊंगा इस क्लास में कि उनका मीनिंग क्या है. अच्छा, महादेव कहते हैं कि सबसे पहले तो आप सिर्फ यही देखो कि वो कौन सी राशि में है. जस्ट गिव मी 1 सेकेंड प्लीज. I'm sorry. So there was an important call. So सबसे पहले तो I'm just giving you an example. Just one example. And these formulas are not standard. These principles are not standard. Do not apply these principles on regular Lagan Kundli, okay? only for Karam Vipaka Samhita. Just by understanding your moon is in which sign, I'm just going to tell you one karma that has been done. Or the theme of the life in the previous birth was what? If, and I've written these all 12 Rashis in detail for you people, if it is in Aries, your moon is in Aries, in Navamsha, Durga Devi, Ma Parvati is angry on you because you were aggressive, cruel, and had lot of temperament issues in your previous birth. Do you still possess the same? Question yourself. If it is in Taurus, people will say, अरे मेरा तो चंद्रमा वर्गोत्तम है, पावरफुल है, टॉरस में है, in my Navamsha, lot of greed and materialism was the theme of your life in the previous birth. If you had your moon in the sign of Gemini, you were extremely selfish. महादेव कहते हैं Gemini Rashi in the Navamsha is the most selfish sign. The most selfish sign, who just thinks about himself or herself. In the Lagan Kundli, this is not the scenario. I'm talking about Navamsha. Karam Vipaka Samhita, Navamsha, Gemini is one of the most selfish signs based on Karam Vipaka Samhita. If you have moon there, you were very selfish. Cancer, it's water. You struggled a lot emotionally. You've hurt yourself. You've hurted others a lot in the previous birth. Leo, ego, aggression, and greed. Virgo, everything for you was business. Nothing else. Everything for you was business, greed, no emotions, only business, trade, and market was your life. No balance of life. If you have moon in the sign of Virgo in the D9, Mahadev is saying if it was Libra, it is partnerships, marriage, association, marketplace that you were thinking all the time. Shortcuts. If it was Scorpio, it was all about being very, very cruel. Very cruel in the previous birth. Actually thrashing those people who were dependent on you. The Hitler personality, Shiva says. If it was Sagittarius, you were all about long travels. You've not done good with your father, with your gurus, with your teachers, with the dharma. You have been adharma. You have been very, very adharmic kind of a person. If it was Capricorn, you were selfish. You were always workaholic. You have that killing approach. You had no mercy. If it was Aquarius, straight. You have extreme level of Pitri dosha. You did not respect your ancestors. You had so many desires, Rahu traits. If it was Aquarius moon in your Navamsha. If it was Pisces moon, no charity, no dan, no daya, no dharma, no emotions. You see, for the first time in your life, you are listening to all the darker sides of the Rashis, which you have not heard in the Lagna Kundli. Here Shiva, whenever talks about these Rashis, he's talking about a story around the things that I have just said. Did you understand what I am saying? अभी क्या होता है जब मैं कर्म विपाक संहिता में स्टोरी पढ़ता हूं ना, तो मुझे पहले से पता तो होता है चंद्रमा वहां होगा, मेरे को श्योर हो जाता है कि चंद्रमा जेमिनाई में ऐसा रिएक्ट करेगा, वर्गो में ऐसा करेगा. And then these reactions, you've been selfish, you've been cruel, with whom? Will tell the planets sitting with the moon. Or if no one is sitting with the moon, then we pick up the Rashi Lord, the planet which is exalted or debilitated in that Rashi. We take all these things and then we bring them back to the D1 and tell a person, hey, you did wrong with your spouse, you did wrong with your family, you did not do any charity. This life belongs to these five things. The moment you do those five things, again said by Shiva to Ma Parvati as the remedy, immediately your life comes onto the track. Immediately, because it is not the paracetamol that you're taking. Now you are taking the exact antibiotic to permanently resolve that issue. You are not doing those temporary remedies for the Lagna Kundli just to take care of your present, but now you are going to the root and taking care of the past. You understand what I'm saying? This is Karam Vipak Samhita. This is how we are going to read a story. Then we are going to take out the moral of the story. And then from the moral of the story, we are going to superimpose it on Navamsha, because people will have different Navamshas. And then we are going to take input from the D60. What kind of Sanchit Karma was picked into the Navamsha? D60 changes every 45 seconds to 1 minute. And then once we've understood the story, which I will help you, without a guru or a teacher or a mentor, you will not be able to make those permutations and combinations in your life to understand what kind of story it will be. And then we superimpose on the Lagna Kundli, and then you'll understand, oh, this is where I need to work in my life. This is where I was worst in my previous birth. This is where I created all the mess in my life. And not this time. And not this time. I will improve. I will go with my head high when I meet Chitragupta after this birth, that I have introspected. I've seen my emotions. I've talked to my emotions. I have talked to my experience of life. That I'm not going to do all this nonsense in my life anymore. If I did not balance my life in the previous birth, I'm going to balance it this time. If I was, very, very cruel on the people who were dependent on me. Shiva says that he killed a bullock or he killed a cat with kittens. You have not actually killed a cat with kittens. You have killed someone who was dependent on you, and you did not murder. Actually, you throw him away from your life and did not help him. So there were people who were depending on you and you did not give any respect to them. For an example, when with the moon, you have these planets that are associated in the Navamsha. So if your moon is having sun, Surya with moon in your D9 chart, sun and moon are in the same house. That means you've created so much problem for your father. You've created so much problem with government, education. People who were depending on you and were looking for some medicinal help, you did not give them. If your moon is with Mars, you have created mess with your brothers. with your friends, in your sexual life, in your marriage. You have created suicidal tendencies for people. Mars is a very, very murderly planet. It is Karka of murders. If you are having Moon with Saturn, you have created tons of problems for your employees, for masses around you, for your old dependent ancestors. You've created problems for underprivileged people. If it is Mercury, you created problems with communication. Your communication was worst. Siblings, trade, business, friends. You've created so many problems for them. और उसका replication कहां पर आएगा? Suppose it goes to the 7th house, then your husband or spouse was one of them. समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? अगर वही मरकुरी आपके 7th हाउस में बैठा है लगन कुंडली में, तो उसमें सबसे ज्यादा आपने चीटिंग किसके साथ कर दिया? अपने स्पाउस के साथ कर दिया इन सब चीजों में. अगर मंगल जाके 7th हाउस में बैठ गया, तो आपने चीट कर दिया अपने स्पाउस के साथ. जब उस स्टोरी को हम D9 से वापस D1 में लेकर आएंगे, तो हमें पता लगेगा कि उसका इंपैक्ट कहां पर आया. Like if it is with Jupiter, education, temple, dharma, career, Brahmins, teachers, mentors, gurus, इन सबको हैरस किया. इनके सबके साथ प्रॉब्लम लेकर आए आप इस जन्म में. वीनस, लग्जरी, मनी, वुमेन, फीमेल्स. If your moon is with Venus in the Navamsha, with Rahu, straight shot, Pitris, lot of problems with Pitris, deception, animals, birds, greed. With Ketu, miscommitment, cheating, lying. You've done foolishness. You have been very, very unexpected person in the previous birth. See, what I've done is I've given you traits of Rashis. Then I've given you traits of the Grahas. You have to make notes. Nandita ji, you will make the notes for everyone and try to put it within 36-72 hours in the written of this lecture in the group. And when the students come, they will read all the notes quickly for my next class. These Updeshas are going to be the notes, so that you can make a book of it and start reading. And the moment I tell you a story, नवनीत सर ने मुझे जेमिनाई के लिए ये बताया था, कैंसर के लिए ये बताया था, इस ग्रह के लिए ये बताया था, you immediately combine the logics and then see कि स्टोरी के साथ कितना मैच करता है. And then from me, you will understand the deeper meaning of the story, because there are certain words that have been used. I'm going to read those words for you. Shiva is using the word, you were a Brahmin. It doesn't mean you were born in a Brahmin family. If you are Rajput in this birth, it doesn't mean that you were actually Brahmin. That means you are a very intelligent person. You have knowledge of scriptures. That is what Shiva is trying to say. Because in the previous birth, you become Brahmin, not, because of you were doing XYZ things. It is your guru who used to select you and says that आप क्षत्रिय हो और आप Brahmin हो. In the Gurukul. And Guru used to decide your future and career. When Shiva is using the word Vaishya, that means you were a pure businessman. When Shiva is using the word Kshatriya, that means you were extremely brave person in the previous life. You were a little bit cruel also. When Shiva is using the word Shudra, he's saying that you were doing the odd jobs. You were in the work of entertainment. Entertainment के जितने काम है वो शुद्र कैटेगरी में आते हैं. When Shiva is saying that you are a salt trader, शिवा यूज करते हैं आप नमक का काम करते थे, दैट मीन्स यू वर वर्किंग फॉर और विद असेंशियल आइटम्स. सॉल्ट इज असेंशियल आइटम. आपका कोई काम ऐसा था जिसपे पूरी दुनिया डिपेंड करती थी, उनको रोज चाहिए होता था. When in the Karam Vipaka Samhita, you read the word hunting, killing animals. That means you are torturing dependent people. I'm telling you the deeper meanings of the stories, the keywords that you'll read in the stories. When he's talking in the story about your son's dispute, your dispute with your brother, your wife was greedy, your husband was greedy, your wife was having extramarital affair, she was characterless. Shiva is saying that you have no control over your family. You did not satisfy your wife. You did not love your children. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है that you go and tell your wife that you are my same wife from the previous birth and you were characterless in the previous birth. Don't do such nonsense thing. Shiva is trying to tell that you did not satisfy your wife, you did not satisfy your husband, you did not take care of your family, you did not focus on your sons, you did not groom them. When he says that killing cats, kittens, it means cat belongs to Gandanta nakshatras, Rahu, Ashalesha, Ardra. So that means Pitri's problem is there. When he's saying that you were born in Gaya, straight shot, Pitri issues. You were born in Varanasi. You've done good karmas and you were close to moksha. You were born in Ayodhya. You were a devotee of Shri Ram. You see, one word, Shiva. Why will Shiva utter a single word from his mouth if it doesn't have a meaning behind it? When he says Ayodhya, immediately it blinks in my mind, इसको राम भक्ति करवानी है इस जन्म में. When he says Kashi, so I know something related to Kashi Vishwanath Shiva. There is a message of every single word in the story, which I'll teach you. What is the message? When he's saying donate 100 cows or 10 cows, you have to nourish people, mother, sister, wife, daughter, because they are like cows in the family. You take milk from your mother, your wife feeds your children. So he is talking about all these things in his life. Please understand the deeper meanings. When he's saying Gaya, it's Pitri Dosh. When he's saying center of Bharat, you were born, भारत के मध्य में आप पैदा हुए थे, ऐसी स्टोरी में लिखा गया. That means you were born in a large city, a metropolitan kind of a city. When he says Malichas means your friends were foolish people, eating, drinking, smoking, enjoying life, prostitution, going to brothels. That was your mindset when he talks about you were friends with Malichas. He writes you were a Brahmin and a businessman. That means आपने पढ़ाई कुछ और की, काम कुछ और किया अपनी लाइफ में. और आप देखना जिस भी स्टोरी में लिखा होगा ना यू वर अ ब्राह्मण एंड अ बिजनेसमैन, उस इंसान की इस जीवन में भी यही स्टोरी होगी. उसने पढ़ाई कुछ और की होगी और वो कर कुछ और रहा होगा. Straight shot. You were Shudra and a Brahmin. You were uneducated, born in a very, very ugly environment, but you were trying to be intelligent. He's saying you were born in Kashi. That means your health was good. He says कि जितने भी आपके सारे पाप काशी में धुल जाते हैं जाकर. और जो काशी में पाप किए होते हैं वो कहां धुलते हैं? अयोध्या में. और अगर आपने कोई अयोध्या में पाप किया है तो वो 7 लोग ऊपर और 7 लोग नीचे नहीं धुल सकता. शिवा सेज इट क्लियरली. सो दैट मीन्स इफ यू आर born in Ayodhya and you've done these wrong things in life, that means you will be punished. That is why I say that if you visiting Kashi, Ayodhya, even if you're with your wife, do not do any sexual activity, do not drink, do not eat, do not smoke. Just be in spirituality in spiritual places. Nowadays, people have taken spiritual places as picnic. That is why there are disasters that happen on the spiritual places. इसीलिए बादल फटते हैं, इसीलिए कुदरत नाराज होती है कि these were spiritual places and what have you made these spiritual places? A party, a fun, a love, a place to propose, a place to feel the hand of a woman in a temple. That's what Kali Yuga is all about. That is why there are disasters. He mentions that इसके पाप यहां धुलेंगे, इसके पाप यहां धुलेंगे, इसके बाद पाप नहीं धुलेंगे. You will all have to understand these deeper meanings. So in the coming lectures, what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach you that mapping. D9 to D1 will map first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house. कहां पर effect जा रहा है. Then I'll tell you the real meaning of exaltation, debilitation, retrogression in Karam Vipak Samhita. I'll tell you like the meaning of each Rashi, meaning of each planet, meaning of each combination. For an example, if there's Mars and Ketu, you have made someone to even commit suicide. When you have Mercury and Ketu or Mercury and Rahu, you have been deceptive with your tongue. कहा कुछ किया कुछ, उसका इफेक्ट कहां पर आया लग्न कुंडली में. The moment we understand, oh my God, this is what where I was wrong, और मैं इस जन्म में ऐसा कुछ नहीं करूंगा, I guarantee you within 1 year of that understanding of your horoscope, your life will change. If it doesn't change, I will never show you my face. I guarantee you that. Because the remedies are coming directly from Mahadev. It's not who am I to give you the remedies. The remedies are direct from Shiva. He says 5 lakh Gayatri mantra means 5 lakh Gayatri mantra. He says go to Kashi, go to Kashi. He says take a dip in Triveni, take a dip. He's saying give Panch Ratna to the Brahmin. Panch Ratna का मतलब क्या है? 5 टाइप के different seasonal fruits. You will not take those 5 different gemstones and give it to the Brahmin. You understand what I'm saying? See, this is what we've learned as deeper meanings after reading those coded words. Like the words are code words. You have to interpret those code words and tell it to a client, to a native, and then the life will come on the track. This is what I wanted to give you, just an introduction on Karam Vipaka Samhita. I've opened. If you anyone who has any questions, please ask. Just an introduction I've done. No technical stuff. I've just gave you an understanding of what we are going to do. Any questions if you have anyone?
I have a question.
Yes, yes. Namaskar. Hare Krishna. and good morning.
नमस्कार, हरे कृष्णा.
जी जी
कलयुग में
जी.
आदमी ठीक है, थोड़ा सोशलाइज भी कम कर सकता है. लोग हंसते तो हैं, ठीक है, चलो हंसने दो. बट बेस्ट कर्म क्या है? दान है, भक्ति है? क्या सब बेस्ट कर्म करने के लिए क्या है कि वे जिससे थोड़ा बहुत टुवर्ड्स मोक्ष जाए आदमी?
कलयुग में 2 कर्म है बेस्ट. पहला, मैं छोड़ दो, मैं कुछ हुई नहीं, सरेंडर कर दीजिए. और दूसरा बेस्ट कर्म है राम नाम. इसके ऊपर कोई कर्म ही नहीं है. जो इसके आगे हम कर्म करेंगे, जैसे गाय दान की, या मंदिर बनवा दिया, या ब्राह्मणों को 100 ब्राह्मणों को भोज करवा दिया,
भोजन करा, हाँ।
ये करवा दिया, ये सारे कर्म पिछले जन्मों के कर्मों को खत्म करने के लिए है। कलयुग में केवल मैं को खत्म करना और राम नाम जपना है, इसके अलावा कोई श्रेष्ठ कर्म नहीं है।
मैंने वो महामंत्र हरे राम राम राम
हाँ, तो
हरे
उसमें
हरे।
राम तो है ही है ना उसमें।
हाँ हाँ
उसमें
हाँ,
राम भी
राम
है,
का
कृष्ण
तो
भी है।
हाँ।
नाम जपना और अपनी होंद को खत्म करना, मैं को खत्म करना, इससे ऊपर कोई कलयुग में इससे श्रेष्ठ कोई कर्म ही नहीं हो सकता।
मैं तो खत्म होना बहुत मुश्किल है।
बस यही तो मुश्किल है।
कोशिश करता है आदमी, पर कहीं ना कोई अच्छा बोल देता तो फिर मैं आ जाता बीच में।
बस
आ
ये
जाता।
कम कर दो, नहीं खत्म होती तो कम कर दो।
ठीक।
How to ask forgiveness from those souls whom we have by doing the remedies that are given by Shiva Sunandaji. That's the forgiveness. Do we see D9 Rashi of the moon back in D1 or the planet? You will be learning all these things. We see both. We see both. जब मैं खत्म हो गई तो टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द फैमिली तो भार्गवी जी ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएगा. वी हैव टू सी ओनली द मून नक्षत्र पदा, ओनली टू और नॉट द असेंडेंट नक्षत्र, नॉट असेंडेंट चंद्रमा का नक्षत्र. वैसे तो हम सभी ग्रहों के लिए कर्म विपाक संहिता को अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, बट प्राइमरीली शिवा इज टॉकिंग अबाउट मून. वी हैव टू सी. यस, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन?
Hare Krishna Guruji,
लुक।
हरे कृष्णा जी, भार्गवी जी.
this is Bhargavi. I'm sorry to interrupt.
नो
Thank you
प्रॉब्लम.
so much for introducing this course, because Shiv Mahapuran has changed, like all of us, all the students who have participated. I feel, that's the best thing what has happened in all of our life. And this Karma Vipaka Samhita, I think you will complete our life cycle with this
Who am I?
in a good way.
Who am
I'm
I?
so thankful
I
to
mean,
you.
she is my student of the first batch of Shiv Mahapuran. We've done Jyotirlingas together, we've done
Yeah.
sadhanas together, right? We've been
And
spent quality time with my students in Kashi.
yeah.
Right?
And life
So,
has changed so much for the better. There is a lot of peace in life. As I've been following whatever you have said, the sadhanas.
yeah,
Life has tremendously changed. I think karma, whatever the course now you're taking, it will complete the life cycle of all the students of yours who have joined here. Thank you so much. A lot of
thank you.
gratitude.
Thank
God
you. And
bless
I
you,
must tell
Guruji.
you that she doesn't have any financial issues. It's just still that even you don't have any financial problems in life, you still want happiness.
Yes.
You know, she's one student who owns banks. She owns banks. Okay. She's the owner of the banks, not the money. Right. But then still people say that life has changed. It's not about wealth all the time. It's about
Yes.
peace.
Yes. And uh, everything has changed. With the wealth also, it has changed. There is a lot of prosperity. There's a lot of peace. There is a lot of happiness. And with Shiv Mahapuran, everything has changed, Guruji, for the better. For the better.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
मेरा
much.
मेरा
God
एक
bless.
रिक्वेस्ट है चित्कारा
जी.
जी।
जी.
जो भी क्लास करे थोड़ा जल्दी करे ना, तो 11 बजे 10 बजे चाह के भी नहीं कर सकते हैं क्लास।
नहीं नहीं, हम जल्दी करते हैं. सुबह या तो 8-9 बजे होती है.
नहीं
एक
नहीं, जो
दिन
लास्ट शिव पुराण की क्लास तो बहुत रात को थी।
9, 9:30 बजे होती है.
नहीं, 9 साढ़े 9 बजे भी डूएबल है, बिकॉज लेट होने से फिर
नहीं,
हमको बहुत
11 बजे
जल्दी।
तो हम करते ही नहीं कभी भी.
एक क्लास हुई थी बहुत लेट, 10 बजे कितने
अच्छा,
बजे तो।
10 बजे कभी हुई होगी, वैसे हम करते नहीं इतना लेट.
हाँ,
आई
तो
टेक
बस
केयर ऑफ.
जल्दी होता है तो थोड़ा डूएबल है, मैंने जल्दी उठ
पक्का
के ध्यान नहीं
जल्दी
लगाते
करेंगे आपके लिए, मैं जल्दी करूंगा, और बताओ.
हैं। थैंक यू सो मच।
ठीक है. अंकुर जी कह रहे हैं, गुरु जी, the principles of KVS applicable to regular reading of Lagna and even Navamsha? No, there are very different principles that we use. However, the basics will remain same, Ankur ji. Right? Just exaltation, depletion, retrogression. Every time vibration of soul feels, Guruji. Also, Guruji, we are going to pick and choose who we should talk about KVS and who should just talk about normal Lagna reading. No, we will give KVS to everyone, right? Because since we have learnt it, then Mahadev is looking forward to us that इसको पता है तो ये बता क्यों नहीं रहा है, right? So he's selected only few hundred of these students that you are here to actually bargain in the karmas of others, and he's the one who is taking responsibility for remedies, and he's keeping you debt free. This is the only ज्योतिषा कोर्स इन द वर्ल्ड जिसका इफेक्ट आपके ऊपर नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि इसमें रेमेडीज भी महादेव की दी हुई हैं और ये कॉन्वर्सेशन भी महादेव और पार्वती जी की है. यू आर जस्ट अ ट्रांसलेटर.
I
यू
have a
जस्ट अ
question.
ट्रांसलेटर. जी
Uh,
मानुषी जी.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. The question I have is, there's all the remedies and stories. We can help everyone, but what about those that are from other cultures or other religions? How do you help them
Yeah.
connect and find some
Beautiful.
relief?
Absolutely. I have done this consultation of Karma Vipaka Samhita with a lot of foreigners, a lot of people from Europe, from a very different background, Catholic backgrounds, Christians, right? See, they are very happy to understand the theme of their life. At times, just understanding that this is what you were doing wrong and this is where I have to change myself. For an example, the balance of life. Like you were greedy, you were all the time working for money. And I said, hey, you need to spend time with your wife, children. You need to spend time with your mother. You have to be very careful in the property division. Just let it go. Give it to your brother, right? Don't take extra bit of it. You know, that is how, even without remedies, when someone understands the theme of life, it is the remedy by itself. Right, Manushi ji? So that is why this becomes very effective. Right? Yes, Parulji?
Hare Krishna Guruji, thank you for starting this new course. I'm really excited about it. I wanted to know, is there anything specific sadhana or something that we can do that you can initiate us so that we'll understand
You're
this whole
already doing
conversation?
the sadhanas. One important sadhana, again, a superb question. One important sadhana that one must do is if you can increase malas of Gayatri Mantra, right? Gayatri Mantra will help you to, attain more knowledge and become more logical to understand the deeper meaning of those stories, and then superimposing those stories on D9 and D1. You need backup of Gayatri Mantra. That is why I started this course on the day of Ekadashi, on the Ekadashi as well as on the day of Sankranti. Manas Jap is good, or small, very light whispering is good for Gayatri, because Manas Jap requires a lot of practice, right? So, okay. Uh, who else is wanted to ask any question?
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Guruji, I was in Khanna last year and
Yeah.
I had a dream about, your temple.
Wow.
And I had a dream of one more temple is there just nearby your temple, which I think it's under construction.
या एक बिल्कुल बिल्कुल पीछे हमारी दीवार एक है
Yes,
जिसके पीछे मंदिर बन रहा है, एक और टेम्पल.
yes.
यस.
And मैं गाड़ी उठा के वहां से I started searching that temple. और वहां पे बड़े मंदिर को मैंने देखा. देन आई विजिटेड वन मोर टेम्पल जो बाबा जी का साईं बाबा जी का टेम्पल है.
जी
एंड
जी.
आई वेंट इनसाइड द टेम्पल एंड लेबर दे टोल्ड मी दैट वन मोर टेम्पल इज अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड आई विजिटेड देयर. तब मुझे नंबर मिला. आई कॉल्ड वन पर्सन. देन योर सन विजिटेड देयर.
और
एंड
नमन
मैंने
केंद्र. या
यस
ओके.
मैंने कहा मुझे ड्रीम में मंदिर आया था तो मुझे देखना था तो मैं ढूंढते हुए आई. That's how I got connected with you.
ओ माय गॉड, हरि बोल. ओ माय गॉड.
No, I should fold hands in front of you.
I mean, you saw that in the dream when you came there. That means some celestial power is acknowledging what we are doing.
Yes.
Haribol,
And
Haribol.
after that, I got shifted to Sharpur. A very
Okay.
big change of my life. It was a turning point of my life.
अभी
So
तो
we
बाबा
will
वहां
discuss
के बैठे
sometime.
नहीं. जिस दिन बाबा
हाँ जी.
बैठेंगे, फिर मैंने कहा अभी तो हमारे नीम करोली बाबा जी बैठे नहीं है वहां पे, और जब
Yes.
बैठेंगे तो फिर वो क्या करेंगे मैं नहीं जानता हूँ.
बिल्कुल.
आपका
I
नाम
would like to be the part of that moment.
You always.
Yeah. Jai
Always.
Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Pranav
Hare
ji.
Krishna.
सॉरी, मैं इनका नाम नहीं है, नाम पूछना चाहता था इनका।
आपका
My
नाम?
name is Rakhi Suni.
राखी सोनी. Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. Is गायत्री दीक्षा not taken then तत्सवितुर वरेण्यम? Yes, प्रज्ञा जी. अगर गायत्री दीक्षा नहीं है तो आप तत्सवितुर से ही शुरू करेंगे. ओके, चलो आज इतना ही करेंगे. थैंक यू वेरी मच.